we had Tayshia in love and Brendan saying goodbye. And Ben coming back. Yeah, there he is. Hi, Ben. Oh, hi, Ben. Oh, this is The Bachelorette season finale, part 1 recap. Grab your glasses. It's time for Roses and Rosé. Hi, everybody. It's me, Lauren Zima. Oh, babes, we are live. And I don't know why I'm dressed like this. I don't know why I wore this. I've been watching too much of The Crown, I think, at my couch at home. And I've been watching The Crown in between The Bachelorette. But we are talking about The Bachelorette finale. I am dressed like a Beatles fan, but I am a Bachelorette fan, everybody. So we're gonna get to it. I want you guys' comments and questions from tonight's Part 1, Episode 1 of The Bachelorette's 2-part, 2-episode finale. Leave your comments, leave your questions on our YouTube page, on our social media. I will be getting them here on my iPad, and I will be answering them and giving you my thoughts. And to do all that, I will, of course, need some beverages in my glass. It's just the one glass, but we're going to be drinking. So let's do a little toast to Tayshia. Here we go. Oh! It was quite cold. They were very British bottle popping, yes. Yes, indeed it was. You can also leave your comments and questions on my British accent below. I'm trying to sound quite posh, although if you saw Roses and Rosé last week, you know that I did my impression of Voldemort, which you guys seem to love. So here it is again. Harry Potter! Okay, I'm done. Anyways, everybody, fill up your glasses. We just had our handed to us on Tayshia's Part 1 finale. Cheers! Let's get to it. Oh. Ew, quite nice. Yes. All right, as we continue with Roses and Rosé Live, I got to do the graphics myself, everybody. So first of all, don't drink every time. We had to be honest tonight.
Thankfully, I couldn't have 3 better guys, to be honest with you. They're honest, loyal.
And I'll be honest, with overnights, it gets harder.
To be honest with you, I honestly don't know what to think anymore, you guys. My first thought about this episode, and let me know in the comments below what your big overall thoughts were, I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, I love this show. It's the gift that keeps on giving, but I cannot figure out who Tayshia's into. As much as I so very clearly knew who Claire was into, like just the one person, like it was just Dale, like Dale all day, I cannot discern who Tayshia is really on board with. She said, I love you to one person tonight, to Zach. We're going to talk about it. All right. So let's be honest. Do you know what is going to happen? It's been a very emotional season. Oh, don't drink every time I just rhymed. Your comments and questions already coming in. Norma says, I don't like Zach. He looks like he is hiding something. Oh, Norma, okay. AJ wants to know why she is so into Zach. Well, Zach is the one that Tayshia said she loved. Oh, Marie wants to know why I don't they give Tayshia a day between fantasy suites to sleep. I actually do think that the lead always gets just a little bit of time in between each fantasy suite. It might have seemed like she didn't, but I do believe she has a moment. B-Bean says, did you bring a spot of tea? Well, this is my version of tea. Oh, yes. Jelena says she had real tears when Brendan left. Oh, and Robin likes the balloons. Thank you. I did not mean to dress like the balloon. That was an accident, but here we are. We love a good aesthetic. Shriek. All right, everybody. So Tayshia was being honest, and she honestly started her fantasy suite with Ivan. So Ivan and Tayshia had their fantasy suite date, and it was a date that kind of felt like a first one-on-one to me. They did this fun, silly, world's longest, coldest kiss date. They had to try and set the record for the world's longest and coldest kiss. What did you think of them doing this date for their fantasy suite? They had quite an intimate moment, really holding on to each other to try to survive, to be honest with you. They were shivering and freezing, and I think that they were just holding on for dear life at this point. Now, does that connect someone? You know, does trauma bring us together? Perhaps. So I also had questions about the semantics of this. You know, what was the temperature? What is the world's longest, coldest kiss record? Who was it set by? Allegedly, they beat the record by 1 minute. What I did like about this was that Ivan did reach down, and he didn't have to make more of his body cold, but he did because he wanted to hold onto Tayshia. He reached down into her ice bath, if you noticed. There were underwater cameras, so we did see some of it, and he held on to her, okay? Because Ivan is very into her, okay? So Ivan and Tayshia are holding on to each other, and you know what? Let's just have some fun. It's the finale. Don't drink for the whole time they were freezing.
It is freezing. We're both freaking out. Like, I truly don't think I can actually do this. At that point, I actually started to kind of like go completely numb.
They were numb. You know, they were numb. And they do bond again through this date. You guys' questions and comments are coming in more. Oh, someone said they love my outfit. Should I try like a Cockney accent? Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know what this hat is, but I'm having fun with it. Faith from Boston says that she is Team Ivan. She sees the connection. If Tayshia doesn't choose him in the end, she hopes that he has a chance to come back in Paradise or maybe even as the Bachelor. Rachel from Pittsburgh says, these dates are crazy. Do you think they actually broke the record and kissed for 6 minutes? I do think that they did kiss for 6 minutes. I don't think they made that up. I just don't know what this record was. What was the temperature? Can anybody look into this and let me know in the comments below? What is this real record? Yasmin, how did they come up with these dates? Yasmin, I think that they've run out of things to come up with on these dates. We have been at the La Quinta for weeks and weeks at this point. They've not been able to travel as they usually do, as you guys know, and I do feel that we are seeing the repercussions of that. The guest judge with Chris Harrison on this date was Paulie, who is a wonderful man. He's the head of, I believe, sort of security for the show. So they're just pulling crew members in now, you know? We got no more people to quarantine, and we got no more creativity. So Ivan and Tayshia, it was hot in La Quinta, and you got to freeze. Emily is wondering, does Tayshia have real chemistry with any of these guys? I can't tell if she's connected to them. Emily, that's an interesting question, and you guys tell me what you think. As we got into the dinner date with Ivan, I've wondered this the whole time about Tayshia and Ivan. Do they have chemistry? I think that they're really connected to each other. They have a lot to talk about, a lot in common, but I don't know if the chemistry is there. So speaking of, the emotional moment comes. We're trying to figure out, where is Tayshia at? Who is she really connected to? And Ivan at this point had not told Tayshia, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, that he was falling in love with her. Well, they told each other their feelings. Let's take a listen.
I am undoubtedly falling in love with you right now.
I definitely have been falling for you too.
So, what do you guys think? Matt says Ivan is great, but watching his slow march to getting sent home is brutal. Okay. Oh, Crystal says, I look like Hermione Granger. Thank you, Crystal. The deepest compliment of my life. I usually look like Voldemort. I gotta stop. Not everybody watches Harry Potter, Lauren. Okay, so Ivan and Tayshia, they just have told each other they're falling for each other. But I'm just purely talking about my sense of the chemistry here. I didn't feel the fire. Now, Tayshia goes on to say, we didn't see it in that clip, but she goes on to say that Ivan is the perfect guy. That he is, I believe, and I quote, literally everything. So my question in hearing her say those things, because I always try to look at what they're actually saying, is why isn't he just the one then and there? Why isn't she telling him she's in love with him? And the only conclusion that I can draw is that the physical chemistry, the connection isn't there, that there's no spark. And I don't believe the spark always has to be there from day one. You know, we saw with Claire and Dale, that was all about the spark being there from day one, minute one. But I think the spark can come. I just don't know that it has come with Ivan and Tayshia. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Because otherwise, I don't know why they're not just in love, is what I'm saying. Now, what they are in is in an Airstream. This was their fantasy suite, you guys, and it's not for me. You know, I gotta be honest. We got some champagne, and that's great. Veuve seems to be sponsoring this season. I don't know what donut company is, but you know, that's an Airstream. That's a nice trailer. And I would have said no. I would have said, wow, I was literally numb earlier, and now I'm sleeping outside in a metal box. And it's not feeling very fantastical to me. What did you guys think? Would you like an Airstream date? I felt that Ivan got the short end of the stick, if I'm being honest. I know they were trying to switch it up, be a little creative, but I wasn't very impressed. Rachel says, can we talk about how Ivan got a tin can while Zach got a mini castle for the fantasy suite? Rachel, we're discussing it, and thank you for saying that. Oh, another commenter saying, notice that Tayshia said, I'm falling in love with you to Ivan, but directly said, I love you to Zach. Let's get to it. So Zach gets the second fantasy suite. And Zach and Tayshia, oh, they're not ice diving. They're paint rolling. They are painting with their bodies. They are rolling around in the paint. It's getting sexy. Yes, yes, yes. You want to talk about chemistry? Here it is. They've done dates like this before, but never one on top of a shag rug. That felt risky. So sorry to that rug. That is the chemistry, you guys. That's what we're talking about. You know, Tayshia wanted to grab that hiney, it seems. I don't think it was for an artistic endeavor. I don't think we'll be seeing this painting and this work in a gallery. I want to note that Zach and Tayshia got to do a hot shower together after their date, rinse that paint off. And I would like to know if Ivan and Tayshia got the same. I don't think that they did. So Zach and Tayshia, they do the painting date, and in their 9-time portion, they also confess their feelings to each other. Let's take a listen.
I know that I love you. I love your smile, your strength. I love how you treat other people. I just love the human being that you are. Like, I just see it. And I think it's important for you to know that. So.
I don't know. It's just wild. Because I love you too. And it's only I've known that I love you though. That's the thing. It's like I don't think I've ever felt this way before.
I don't think I have.
The love cup runneth over. I mean, the difference, you guys, the difference, if we are talking about Zach and Tayshia's conversation versus Tayshia and Ivan's, I mean, she is all wrapped up in Zach. And look at this fantasy suite that they got. I mean, they are bopping around indoors with candles lit everywhere, with air conditioning and central heat. They have got a beautiful bed that is not tucked inside of a metal box, and they've got, I believe, some rosé wine, and that's a treat. Yeah, okay, so definitely an upgrade. Now, I like Ivan a lot. I think Zach's great too. These guys are all great. Tayshia has a wonderful final group of guys, don't you think? Is there anyone who stands out above the others for any reason? Any red flags going off for you? Let me know in the comments below. But Zach and Tayshia, you know, Zach said earlier in the episode that he has had nothing that's been a warning sign to him. He said that this was all about Tayshia and he wanted to see what happened for her. And Tayshia had talked about how from the beginning she thought Zach was, and I quote, different. And Zach liked that she said that. And she said she was trying to find something wrong, but she couldn't. I mean, this is what she wound up saying. Take a listen.
Zach loves me and I love Zach.
You guys, that smile, that glow. Zach loves me and I love Zach. We were getting back to Claire loves Dale territory in that like giddy schoolgirl happy way. And I'm not faulting that. You know what I mean? I just felt like Tayshia and Zach, it might not make as much sense on paper as Ivan and Tayshia do, but there seems to be more of that chemistry and connection there. Now, some of you have talked about, we're saying there's definitely chemistry with Zach. Kathy says Tayshia is into Zach because he makes her laugh. He's silly like JPJ. Oh, interesting insight, yes. It is, you know, I'm thinking about what somebody said earlier, that they weren't sure about Zach, that something felt off. And Zach and Tayshia did get into this discussion about how Zach had said that he had not that long ago thought he wasn't ready for marriage and kids. And he says Tayshia has made him realize he is. Now, I will be honest with you guys. That's a little bit scary to me because it's a real quick turnaround on a very major thing. Marriage and kids. It's no small topic. It's not like, you know what? I was a cold brew guy, but now I like espresso. No. It's children, okay? And on the one hand, I think it's romantic and beautiful that Zach says Tayshia made him realize that he does want to be a father. On the other hand, it worries me a little bit, I'll be honest, because I want Zach to come to that realization on his own. I think that's a safer way to do it than to be fueled by these feelings, these emotions for someone else. You know, it's got to come from you. It's got to come from you. What do you think? Am I wrong? Am I being too cynical? Is this British outfit making me like a bit too cynical? Let me know in the comments below. Stop it. Okay. Oh, Elle says definitely something suspicious with Zach. Is he pulling a Jed? No, I don't think that he's pulling a Jed. He seems very into Tayshia. I'm almost worried he's so into Tayshia that he's like backtracking on ways that he's felt for years. Although, by the way, if Zach wasn't sure if he wanted to get married and have kids, why did he come on this show? Questions I have. Ashley says, never thought I would miss the clarity of Clarendale. I wrote that down in my notes, Ashley. I am wondering if that's Ashley Crossan. I wrote down in my notes that I'd never been more clear with Clarendale, and now I've gone to the other extreme, and I've never been more confused than with Tayshia. So that's Zach and Tayshia. Now they are electric. They've got the chemistry. And when Zach goes back to the other guys, don't drink for all the awkward silence.
How are you?
Doing pretty
How you
good.
doing, buddy?
Doing
You
pretty
look good. You look good. Ready to go.
So,
Do you think they know? Do you think they're like, Zach and Tayshia? A lot of the times guys will come off the show and they will say that they could always sense that the lead had this chemistry with this other I'm very interested to know if the guys all said that. I will say, hold on, let me find it. Nope. Where is it? Oh, shameless plug. I did speak to Noah and Blake, and they both said that they thought that Tayshia and Zach would be together at the end of this. Those guys both thought that was how it would end. That was their prediction. But Noah said that he had some concerns with Zach and his readiness for marriage as well. So you can find those interviews at VTOnline.com. How much you rely on or believe in Blake and Noah's take, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Caroline said, what did you think of Chris Harrison's outfits? I love them. I love them all. What do you think of my outfit? I don't love them all. There have been times I haven't, but I love them all tonight. Okay, so next up, we have Brandon in the fantasy suite. But it was far from a fantasy for Brendan, wasn't it, everyone? Oh, Brendan, wasn't it? Brendan. Oh, so you guys, Brendan, of course, has been divorced. Don't drink every time I just rhymed. Are you guys at home safely? I hope you are. Brendan and Tayshia have discussed this. And, this just felt like a real, I guess I've got to use a sports term here. Is layup correct? For the producers, they chose to have Brendan do a date with Tayshia where they pick out wedding rings. He probably would have preferred the ice bath. Brendan and Tayshia are sitting down with Neil Lane himself, and they are looking at wedding bands. And you guys, don't drink for every time Brendan looked uncomfortable.
So don't get nervous.
yeah.
Those are French cut diamonds in the middle. Woo! It's called an eternity. This love of your life forever.
I'm Brendan. It looked like Brendan was using every muscle in his body to not run, right? And I don't mean that because he doesn't think Tayshia's great. I mean that Brendan looked like his fate was flashing before his eyes and that it was all coming into perspective for him in those diamonds and the reflections of those lights and the cut, clarity, and color of the diamonds, wasn't it? So Brendan looks tense, you know, and Tayshia says that she can sense that something's off. Really? Yeah. You know what? Let's have a little fun. They sit down to dinner and don't drink for every light.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ivan got those snowflakes. Brendan had a little light shed on his situation, okay? More comments and questions coming from you. Luann says they sabotage Brendan. I don't know, Luann, that's interesting. I don't think it's sabotage. I think what the show often does is puts a spotlight on what's going on inside you, you know? I mean, one date with Tayshia, one experience, shouldn't have been strong enough to like totally sway Brendan from a way he didn't already feel, you know? I think it just shined a light again through those beautiful, perfectly selected diamonds of Neil Lane's onto Brendan's true feelings and magnified them. Do diamonds magnify things? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I'm British. Okay, so someone says Brendan looks like a ghost. Oh, so Brendan and Tayshia sit down to dinner, and Tayshia asks him what's going on. And you guys, Brendan's answer to Tayshia was one of the most real and captivating and heartbreaking moments I've seen in some time on the show. Let's take a look.
But knowing you're ready because you want something so bad, and you know, I want a wife and I'm sorry.
Okay.
Brendan nearly cried, and I nearly cried. What did you think of that moment? Brendan was being so honest. He said that he just didn't think he was emotionally healed. He didn't think he was in the right place to give Tayshia his whole heart, and he had realized that. And so they break up, and Tayshia is walking Brendan out, and my heart is Brendan breaking. Oh, and then Tayshia says this.
I really thought I was going to be with him. I really thought I was going to end up with Brendan. He's been a person every single day that I've been like, it's Brendan. Every single day.
Every single day? I've been like, it's Brendan every single day? She just said she was in love with Zach. She said Ivan was literally perfect. He was everything. So who is Tayshia into? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know. Were you guys surprised Brendan self-exited? Please tell me. Let me know in the comments below. I was actually pretty shocked. So Brendan leaves, and Tayshia is hugging him goodbye, and they are crying. And I thought to myself, oh gosh, it's just like that Blake goodbye. Are we once again leaving our angel, human, mermaid, goddess Tayshia in the streets crying as the car pulls away? And the answer was yes. It was yes. So Tayshia, she winds up alone in the fantasy suites, you guys. She does still have some champagne with her, but the bucket is unopened. It's unopened. 2 glasses, 1 lasses. Last British word for woman. Anyway, she can still drink. It's okay, babe. I don't know why she walked over with 2 glasses. That was pretty funny. And then we get a major moment. Ben is back. Oh, and he's not wearing socks. That's interesting. He wore capris. That's a choice. Oh, is he wearing a scoop neck shirt? It's a V-neck. That's the Ben we know and love. Ben walks in, and he has returned after being eliminated last week after not being able to tell Tayshia he was in love with her. And here's what he had to say about the situation.
How do you feel about her?
I'm in love with her. I'm in
You're
love
in love
with
with
Tayshia. And I need to tell her.
So Ben knocks, the door opens, And Ben goes to speak with Tayshia. And he tells her that he is in love with her. Do we have the clip? Hello, program. Do we have the... Oh.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
Please. I know I'm catching you off guard, and I'm sorry. I just really need to talk to you.
You guys, Tayshia's face in that moment, I didn't know how to feel about it. Listen, I completely understood where Ben was coming from when he said that he felt like the way that he and Tayshia's breakup happened wasn't reflective of their relationship. I thought that was a beautiful way to put it. And he wasn't necessarily saying he wanted to come back into her life, but he needed to tell her how he felt. He needed to have that closure. And he got it. And he told her he was in love with her. Take a listen.
But I'm in love with you. I have been in love with you. Now I'm starting to get nervous. I blew it by not telling you in the moment.
Oh, where was your heart at this point? In your stomach? In your butt? Let me know in the comments below. Mine was on the floor. So Tayshia doesn't know what to say. You know, she walks out of the room and she says what we've seen her saying in the promo clip, which is, and I quote, take a listen.
There's a rose ceremony. What do I do with that?
What does she do with that? What does she do with Zach? What does she do with Brendan? With Ivan? Oh, Brendan's gone. What does she do with Ben? Oh my gosh. Were you guys shocked that Ben returned? I have to be honest, I wasn't. Because they did end in such a weird way. Gina says Ben showed up. That's what Tayshia wanted. I think she'll bring him to the final rose and the proposal. As much as I am sick of the phrase show up this season, from what we've seen in the trailer for tomorrow night's episode, you guys, it seems like Ben sticks around. He seems to be there. We see him in several scenes, and we see Tayshia in tears in this white dress. I did speak to Chris Harrison in an interview, and he told me that Tayshia's tears, oh wow, by the way, Ivan, way to wear a turtleneck in Brendan's absence. So there's Ben, and Chris Harrison said Tayshia's tears might be from her love, and I quote, not being reciprocated. What is going to happen? We also know that Tayshia's dad will be there. He was incredibly influential on Colton's season. He had a lot to say. He told her not to microwave love. Well, what will he have to say tomorrow night? Christy K says her reaction is basically, what the? I felt that Ben handled the situation really, really well. The question is just, is it enough? At this point, everyone, we know that Tayshia has told Zach she loves him, but we also know that she said she thought Brendan was the one every single day, and he's gone. We know that she wanted Ben to say I love you, and that now he's done that. And we know that she says Ivan is literally everything. That's where we're at, everybody. That was The Bachelorette Night 1, Part 1. I have loved getting you guys' comments and questions, and we will be back tomorrow night. So everybody, we raise a glass to Tayshia. We will see what will happen. I cannot believe how incredibly emotional this season of The Bachelorette has been, and I have never felt this unsure of who the lead could wind up with in the end. So you guys, we will be here tomorrow night again right after the finale episode airs on ABC. We'll be live at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, and I will have more champagne. So everyone, I love you so much. Haley says, does Brendan come back? I don't know. Anything could happen at this point, couldn't it? I love you. I raise my glasses to you. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Cameo, and of course here on Roses and Rosé. Everybody, bye!